Good morning, good morning, good morning. Alexa, set desk lamp to gold. So, okay, it's been a while. It's been, over a week since I last streamed. Couple of things been going on. One, I don't think my computer could handle it. I did not move my video card back to my under-desk computer because I had to send my Surface Pro back in for another replacement. God, what a pain. They said they would ship it overnight though. So I sent it on a Monday and I decided just to say, let's just tough it out and try to fix some issues I had on this code for the next several days and just try to work without streaming. I really wanted to I wanted to get on, but at the same time I was working on an issue that was really taking up a lot of time. And I still haven't 100% fixed it. I've inched forward with the problem, and I'll kind of explain what that is in a minute. But they did actually send me a replacement Surface Pro again. It arrived Friday morning. So you would think, hey, you usually game on the weekend. No, because I didn't move my video card, I couldn't really game until I can get it connected back to this one. More fun with computers. I had taken a Clonezilla image of my previous computer, and so I thought, hey, I'll just be able to snap this image back. Well, not so much. That did not go as well as I had hoped. And what ended up happening was Clonezilla would not move the image back. Now, these are supposed to be identical computers, but let me tell you, apparently they are not. I don't know what the heck, but apparently when Microsoft and their wisdom use different hard drives or different SSDs in their, I would imagine they're different in some way. They're supposed to be 1 terabyte, okay? But apparently the one they sent me has a TIB and not a TBT. TBT? It's a terabyte, a tibibyte. And the reason I say that is because it's only got 2020 gigabytes of space. Well, apparently the SSD I had before had 2024, which is a full gigabyte. This has apparently got Gibbs, 2024 Gibbs, not 224 GBs, whatever. So it's got smaller I don't know, it's smaller by 4 gigabytes. So when the image tried to copy, it goes, this is too small. And 4 gigabytes is too much. You can't ignore 4 gigabytes. This is one of the things, the difference between Gib and GB is that when you have a larger amount, that difference becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So, the difference between a gigabyte and a Gib is, I don't know, a few hundred megs. The difference between a terabyte, you multiply that by 1,000 times and you end up getting gigabytes of difference. I could complain to Microsoft and go, hey, you shorted me 4 gigabytes of space because you gave me not an exact copy of what I had. They gave me a similar machine, but it's working, and I think I might just say screw it. I'm just going to let it go. I think, but ultimately I spent all weekend trying to get this dang thing to take the image. It would not. And the thing is, once you start the image process, it dumps your data, dumps the image that was there. So it basically screwed the whole computer. It was bricked. Not bricked like unusable, bricked like I couldn't use it in its state. It basically rebuilt the partitions, it deleted the partitions because it was going to install, and it just hunked the whole thing. So I had to create a new, ultimately Friday or Sunday I said, screw it, I give up. and I decided to create a Windows bootable USB instead of using my Gigabyte or my Clonezilla bootable. booted into that and just installed Windows 11 all over again, started it fresh, and then yesterday I just spent time installing everything. So that's what I did all day Sunday, was install all the junk on my computer to get it back to its working state, hopefully getting everything on. But there's a good chance I still have things I haven't put on. I got my OBS up, as you can see, so here I am streaming once again with intent to try to make some progress in live stream view. But yeah, it's been quite the experience getting my thing going again here. So I don't know. I'm hoping this is fixed, that I'm not going to have to deal with it again for 2 years or more. Please, Lord, let it last 2 more years. I say 2 more years. It might be 3 or 4. I don't know what my financial situation will be then, since I'm currently out of work still. And all I'm doing is trying to learn this game design and programming, and try to get a game that actually can, get out into the world and shared with the world. I did a major change right now. I refactored slightly. What I did was completely alter an import to actually reference an existing repository on GitHub. So what does that mean? That means I may have broke stuff. I don't know. When you do a reference like this, you can see that I got everything turned red. And it's like, I'm a little worried that that's going to break stuff now. I don't know what I did exactly, but I'm telling you, I'm a little worried that I broke it, because I don't know why everything turned red. Should not have. I mean, all I did was point my app to actual existing path, but we're going to find out what that did. Along with, also, I've been trying to, the big thing I've been working on all last week, when I wasn't able to stream, Docker. Same thing I was working on when I last streamed, so you're not really losing too much ground other than to see that trouble I've been having. So when I got it successfully deploying to test, and then when I pull it down, though, it wouldn't run because there's some internal code level issues going on. It's like it's not setting up the environment variables correctly, so that when it attempts to run on the GitHub on the Docker GitHub, it's basically melting down. So yeah, I don't know. It's an issue I'm still trying to work out, and hopefully it won't be it won't be all week. This is my entire sprint. Thursday's the end of my sprint, and I hate the idea of losing the entire sprint to this one issue. But you can see I've already, I burned the majority of my sprint last week trying to get this fixed. And although I feel like I've made lots of progress, I just keep going deeper in and finding that there's another problem in there. And a lot of it is, like I said, it's just things that when you're prepping up multiple environments, the code has to be able to change for those environments, right? It's got to be able to update. And what happened here was that I have a go env. It's supposed to be getting the env variables. It's failing to do that. And I also discovered that my gateway wasn't actually pointing at, like if I go to main.go here, you'll see that it has these references. Well, it didn't. it was looking at localhost on my local machine, and when it would go out, in fact, I didn't have any of this M string on here. For some reason with Gateway, I was just using localhost. So when it was on Docker doesn't use localhost. Docker uses named paths for the localhost. So it becomes AMG auth 2000, game plan 2001, playbook 2002. And I need to set those up in the environments. Well, I do kind of have them set up in the environments, but I wasn't doing this correctly on the environment strings. So now if I were to go to like AMG auth and go to main.go, you see this one is actually already looking at mstring. But I'm learning that they're not seeing the actual path. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can run. I don't actually have it in Docker yet on this one, and I can't share my other computer, which is the one I was using before, which had all this stuff on it. I hey, you can go for a ride with me as I go pull this up and see if I can pull it down to my local Docker and see if I can get this running. So fun. Let's go to my. I got to get my Docker commands because I'm gonna. Some of these commands are just long in general, so I don't really want to try to. I don't memorize them, but I should. Let's see here. Let's see if this will even run. In fact, one of the things I should probably do before. Well, I guess it's okay because the one on test is not the one on my current machine. I don't know if my current machine is currently valid because I don't know that I've got everything set up correctly. But we'll move on to that shortly. Let's see if we can at least get the local. I got to show the machine. I got to show you my results, and let's see if this is going to run. Of course not. What do we got here? Get repos. Oh. Couldn't find M file. What do you mean you can't find M file? What are you talking about? See, this is it. This is probably from something I did that set up during my setup. Couldn't find M file. Football simulator. That's where I'm at. Well, okay, so I changed. I did two things that could have broke stuff. I changed my actual project name. That could have broke something. So let me just say, I could have potentially broke something. No, I mean on my local machine it's not an issue, so I couldn't find M file. Oh, is it not yet? Oh, it's not. No, that's right. Git repos. Football simulator. PFFMOGMS. PFFMGOMS. Common. .m. Oh, I know the problem is. Yeah, okay. It's the right path, but I'm running it from the wrong location. I can't run it from here. It's really what it's having trouble finding isn't the .env, it's the compose file. It's the tag. Let's see if that works. There we go. I was in the wrong folder. It was having trouble finding the compose file. It said that it couldn't find the env, but that was because it was stupid. You know, it put the right full path in, which is interesting, but it was a relative path, and so I was trying to go from where I was down to PFFM GOMS common.m. So yeah, it wasn't finding it, but it was looking at the wrong. It wasn't using the path it said it was using. It was using a relative path that was actually further down. It doesn't exist. So this is going to create the app. Now, I can show you what the problem is without even starting the app, because that was another thing. I was trying to figure out how to get logging working in Docker. So it's like for some reason my log entries were not showing up. In fact, most of them don't. Which doesn't make it easy. So it's going to create these. I have it set up in an order right now that tells them most of them are just created. They're starting up the Mongo. Once the Mongo shows up as healthy, the rest of them start up, and we should be off and running. All right, so let's go look at what Docker has. Hold on, I kind of screwed up my monitor earlier. I was messing with the cords. Okay, so this is my my test environment of PFFM. And if we go look at Gateway, which is the one that really kind of needs to run, you can see not all of them run. This one's got an error in it. I know, I just haven't been working on it. These guys are probably not starting for the same reason. This is not even the, I don't think this one's dying. This one might be dying for the error, but it might also be dying for the same reason this one is. They're referencing the wrong places. So I've got Gateway going and AMG Auth, which are the important ones right now because they're the things that let me start the app. I can run the app with those things if they get moving. So let's go look at Gateway. Okay, so it doesn't look like it triggered any of the calls issues, which we haven't because we haven't actually gotten to that yet. So let's go back, and then we'll run PFFM. I had so many of these. This is the one I think I want, the last one. Oh, this does not go where I want it to. All right, let's go back here. All right, front end. Let's open up the front end. Now, if I'm correct, this will run right up to here. This takes me, it's really fast. I guess that's a good thing. It loads really fast, which is not the case when I run it on my machine, my dev machine, because it's loading up all the debug crap, and it's good to know that when it actually is deployed. Now, this won't work for the same reason in all likelihood, but what I'm gonna do the create account. And let's go get my, gotta go to my security. I use the same password, and I always make it kind of complicated, so I'm not going to remember it. It's actually not that hard to remember. It's just easier to copy it because it's hard. It's more complicated in the typing it than it is anything else. Okay. See, that's my problem, network error. Now, if I go over here and go look at my gateway, I'm pretty sure it shows something. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait, was that there before? I just expected these to be dummy. But see how they're showing localhost? They're not supposed to show localhost. 2000, 2001, 2002. Which means that my gateway environment is only taking these defaults, because these are not localhost. At least not in the environment settings. Now that's another thing. My environment variables, GitHub does not, by default, GitHub does not check in environment files, .m files. So when you do that, you get .m files up on GitHub, or you don't have any .m files. So when it builds, it goes out. You have to set up these flows, which I think I don't have it right here because I don't have that one open. Let me show you what that looks like. We're going to go to, I guess I have to open, all right, so this is what I want to open. I need to install my thing that lets me have code on here. You can open with VS Code and not have to do what I just did. but I don't have that apparently on my context menu right now. Okay, so when I go here, it's trying to, I have this as my file, right? But this is what GitHub uses to build the Docker paths. So the issue isn't that, it's that something, somewhere, somehow, is losing the connection, or is failing to succeed at the connection. Now, from what I understand, this is happening. So this is where it builds the files and puts them where they need to be. So you see I have, we got the back end. This is the gateway. This is what gateway is supposed to be looking at. PFFMOGS, or GOMS, common, and the common.env, which are the files that I need to, this is the M file that it's creating. Now you can see that here it's actually putting in the correct values for this on test. This is what they are supposed to be. So the, I don't care, this is just the port reference. But when it goes to try to call these, and this is all being used from within the gateway is calling these guys, right? And what I need to do is figure out how to get the gateway to stop, or to get this information. It's like it's not showing up on the .m file. And that's one of the things I've been trying to say. How do I view the contents of the .m file? Is there any way to do that? And that has been a struggle. There's been little things supposedly you can do. I mean, you know, so says my buddies, the AIs, but I haven't been able to get it going. So let's go back to them and just say, you know, because if I could see the M file, I would know if the issue is in reading it or its existence. If the file is there where I expect it to be, then the problem is in reading it. If the problem is in, I feel like it's not there. That's what's happening. So it's ultimately, I'm pretty sure the problem is that it's just, because there's, for one, the Mongo database is getting created. Okay, so this means that it is actually reading it. So something here is actually correctly either getting these passwords, getting the Mongo information it needs to create the database. Because if it couldn't create the database, I'd be dead in the water. I mean, it would not even start. The AMG auth, which by the way was a good chunk of last week trying to get that working, because AMG auth was not starting as I expected. And AMG auth needs these passwords, which is telling me that it's reading them correctly. Now, if I go look at AMG auth, and it's getting set up correctly, so if I go to service.go, AMG auth, AMG auth, is it this? Is it service.go or store.go? Maybe it's the store.go. So we got new store, print. Oh, maybe is it main? I'm trying to figure out where it's getting this, because it ain't getting it from here, as you can see. But it does create the new store. New store dbconfig. dbconfig is the one that's getting the passwords. So load. So we have common load dbconfig right here, and this is going out, and that's from the common file. So that's successfully getting. So maybe common is common the one that's passing up the. So when I go to common dbconfig, is it this guy? dbconfig is right here. Load dbconfig. So it does a go get env right there. And this one is successfully getting the env data. If any env is not set, try loading from a .m file. These have a default, but I don't use the default because I don't want the default. The default is stupid. Why would you put a default in? If you're going to be moving to other environments, what's the default? You got to have the right value in every environment. And then if you're putting the right value, then what's the point of the get env? Why put a default? It's like the only... I can't even... I mean, to me, the default would be like an error. You know, you would like... you would say bad reference or something. I mean, you put something there other than a usable thing. If you put a default that works, then why are you using the environment variables? I mean, if you need to get the environment variables to work. That's just all there is to it. There's no point in it if you're going to just stick it in your code anyway. So I don't understand the premise of creating a default, unless that default is going to take you to an error page or you're going to handle that default somehow and do something special with it. There's just no purpose in the default. And the only, other than to like look at it and go, oh, well, that's obviously not working. You know, that's the only reason why you would do it. You'd want it to show you the bad values it's getting. It's almost like, ideally, I would log it, but I wouldn't log it. I would log it if I would like capture the fact that I got localhost in the code and say return localhost, turned invalid localhost reference, or fail to get environment variable or something like that, because that's what's happening. And that's how I should handle that. If I get the default, whatever the default is, let's just say, you know, raise an error or something. So I'm a little concerned. See, look at it. I did stupid stuff here too. What is this? Load URI config. I wonder if these are loading up correctly. But that is probably better. I don't know why I'm using that though, because dbconfig is pulling from environment. I don't know why. I mean, realistically, they could use the same logic. I don't know what the difference in getenv with default and getenv is, because getenv has a default also. You can put a default on here. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can put. I'm pretty sure I had a default here because I just deleted it. Name by key. It returns a value with which will be empty if the variable is not present. To distinguish between an empty value and an unset value, use lookup env. See, like I could put a default here, localhost 2717 if I wanted it. I don't, because again, it's dumb. But I don't know what the difference is getenv with default and getenv is. I don't know. Maybe one's a wrapper. One doesn't use OS. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. Let's go see if, because these are both created by, did I actually write this function? No, I don't remember. It might just be honestly, I don't know. Let's go see. What is the difference between os.getenv and getenv with default? Oh, it's not VS Code. It's supposed to be Go code. Oops. But there are imports, so it shouldn't matter. Getenv with default are typically used to retrieve environment, but they have some differences. This function retrieves the value of an environment variable if the environment variable is not set. If it returns null or none, depending on the programming language you're using. This means you need to handle the case where the variable might not be set. Getenv with default. This function also retrieves the value of an environment variable, but it allows you to specify a default value. They both allow you to specify a default value. I'm telling you. If the environment variable is not set, it returns a default value provided instead of null or none. This can help avoid errors and make your code more robust by providing a fallback value. So null or none. In summary, get to ensure that your code always has a value to work with, even if the environment variable isn't set. Yeah, but what's the value to work with? I just say, like, the only reason is it would be I don't know. I would probably, like I said, I would catch an error. I would just say error M value not found or something like that. I mean, to me, that's what you would use it with. Because it can't actually be functional. And if it's a functional value, then that's just going to be a different kind of error. So I don't know. But I think I might get this one. And I'm going to see if this works. I think I can work with this instead. We're going to say blah 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 blah. Okay. What do I want here? Call env. Hey, look at that! It knew what I was going to say. Did it hear me? But it's M, so let's say, what is this? The URI. Here. Again, I don't, some people might think you put something in here, and if you have a good reason, if you ever watched me doing something, you're like, oh, you're doing that all wrong, man. Feel free to let me know why. Why? What is the purpose of putting in a default value there that actually is correct or is usable? 2 weeks ago equals authorized initial build complete. So I'm going to try and go to gateway here. And we're going to try to use load URI config the same way I do over here. Gateway, main.go. We're going to get rid of these. And then we're going to go, there's going to be an error somewhere. Common. Where did we do it here? How did we load them here? DB config. Oh, okay. Is that still getting 2000? Oh, it is. It's reading this one wrong too. See, this is different. This one is actually stored on the local env. That's a good sign that it's not working. Because gateway host service local. Well, no, yeah, it's. Oh wait. No, never mind. I don't think I have it actually printing out. I don't know where it's getting 3030 from. Oh, is that here? Oh, yeah, I say 3030. Stupid. Hold on, I'm just mapping this out in my head. I think I know where this is going though. So I basically need this guy. And then we're going to go down to main.go, and we're going to do this right at the beginning, the same way. And we're going to go here. Alright, wait. Low db config. db config should be, do I not remember the format? Apparently not. Let's load db config. Oh. Did I not say URI config? Yeah, it's supposed to be URI config. And I should probably rename it. I really gotta learn my keyboard here. I have not got this down where the delete key is and stuff is a different place than I might used to. Okay, so that's AMG auth. Alright, so let's do that. And this was, so basically I have to do the same thing on all of these. This one is game plan. This is playbook. And auth again. Oh, these are just the prints. This is the actual test of what we get, hopefully. Alrighty. I don't like I'm using dial, because I know that's like the deprecated thing. Is there a way to do a quick fix on this? I don't know. See, it's not usually just new client, right? You gotta like, there's some syntactical variation. How would I update this code to use the current new client? That's what it says, new client, right? Instead of grpc.dial, which is deprecated. Oh, this is already doing it. These are both doing it. That's the only one doing it. Oh, I could have just copied that one. I didn't see that. That's the only one doing it. Weird. It's really not any different. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. It's the same parameters. It's weird. I wonder what it does differently. I mean, functionally. I mean, they obviously changed it for a reason. Oh, I didn't even notice that. I'm printing out the dialing auth service at blah, and then over here I'm dialing. Okay. I'm doing it twice. In fact, I actually think what I might do is dialing means it's doing it now. I'm going to put these in. Let's put it in right where it's happening. I do like the logs. I know it's a little cluttery sometimes, but ultimately I don't think I need all of these guys. HTTP address. HTTP address, blah. Did it print startup environment variables? Oh yeah, it didn't even print that. How does it determine what it's going to print? Oh, look, only the dialing ones appeared. So print line shows, but print F does not. Ah, look at that. Print F will not show here, but the print L's do. Well, that's actually important because I've been having trouble getting other logs to show up, and they might be using print F. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's take this out since it doesn't work. No point in having code that doesn't do anything. Anything else? Another printf here, starting HTTP server at. So I should probably call this, you know, it's kind of funny. I mean, this puts in this, but if you go like this, and then just get rid of this, it's the exact same thing. I mean, really, it's the exact same thing. Oh, we got print line, blah, 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 comma, and then the value you put in there is going to be the exact same, except I'm probably putting in the wrong HTTP adder. It's log print L, right? Oh, is it lowercase l? Did I put capital L? I did. All right. So, yeah, that's interesting. I don't even know what log.fatal is. Log.fatal. Log? What's log? Is log a thing? Is that another form of printing? Because error, or it's going to a log. Oh, log is the object. Oh, fatal if. Oh, so that must print it somewhere if it's an error. But again, I don't know where it's putting this stuff. Only one that prints is print line. For some reason, it won't capture the rest. It just says nope. But starting at is wrong. So yeah, we're totally not getting the variables, and I'm a little concerned because I still have to figure out how to get this one. That one's a local variable. I could load it up the same way and just pull the gateway object as well. I don't know why I have one local. I have them all. This is basically their own, right? This is their own. And I put 3030 here, again, mostly just because it's not a valid port. I mean, it's a valid port, but it wouldn't work because none of my code calls 3030, and therefore it would blow up. It has to call the right port. And the correct port is in the environment variable. This is just, this is my way of being able to see this is what it's trying to call, and it's not getting the right value. So theoretically, if my URI config is working, when I go check this in, these would all show up as valid values. This would still be wrong. And this is just the name of the environment variable. I have local, and they all have the same one. All of these are calling the same local one. I'm tempted to just set them all in the one spot. I don't like having variables in a bunch of places. I want them to all get the common code. How do I do this? Do I want to just say screw it and use... I mean, it's not going to work without the other ones anyway, so what's... I mean, it's not like I'm saving any effort. And I think the only reason it had it is because I was creating these individually before I even gotten around to do common. And the only difference is I add in the right one to my common. I mean, I just don't actually have a gateway one here. Well, I do have gateway here. Well, even so. I mean, there's no reason for me to actually use that. If I were to dump this and then just go HTTP address, guess we'll find out. Go. All right, so URI config. It's gonna go down here and this guy. Oops, nope. Cool. URI gateway. But what is going on here? If I were to look at this, I would say, hey, there's a bug. What's the bug? There is like a weird extra parenthesis here. Why is that there? Wait a minute. Is there an extra parenthesis or a short parenthesis? Why does that exist? Aha. Okay. Still some weirdness though, if you ask me. Or it could just be, maybe I have to click this. Nope. I thought I hadn't saved stuff. Nope, 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 nope. I don't know why it's complaining, to be honest. Do I have it in there twice? Error while importing Google Golang gRPC ambiguous imports found package. Let's see if I can fix this by doing like a go mod tidy. Nope. CD. Nope. PFFM. GOMS. Gateway. I'll get it one of these times. We'll get there. I promise. It's going to happen. We'll find our path. All right, so we're going to go mod type. We exploded all over the place. Man, that is a mess. All right. Oh, it is a private repository. How do I do this? I don't really know how to use these imports. Are imports to my project? What does this say? Alright, outgoing traffic only on center TCP, blocking outgoing traffic. You know, authenticate over HTTPS or use SSH, place of HTTPS to authenticate over machine, github.com, login, username, password, GitHub accounts. The password can be personal access. Git can be configured to use SSH in place of HTTPS for URLs, matching Git playbooks, for example, use SSH for all GitHub access. Add lines to your Git config. To create a project, to add, upgrade. Modules should maintain compatibility for all following import compatibility rules, and all package and new package have the same import path. The new package must be modules codify, function style one, function parameters passed as values. Currency. I feel like there's something here that I'm not. I stop these complaints about my unused variable import. It's not really what I was hoping to see. Some have argued that Lexer should be look-ahead to permit the brace to live in the next line. We disagree. Since Go code is meant to be formatted automatically by GoFormat, some style must be chosen. That style may differ from what you perceive. But Go is a different language, and GoFormat style is as good as any other. More important, much more important, the advantage of single programmatically mandated format for all Go programs greatly outweigh any perceived disadvantage of a particular style. No. 2, that Go style means that interactive implementation of Go can use a standard syntax. It's easy to address the situation though. Use the blank identifier to let unused things persist while you're developing. Consider, forget decide. Why isn't X in standard library? How do I unit test? First and foremost, important. That's not the word. Not what I'm looking for. Modules. It's important, I know, but that's not really what I needed. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. Obviously it's got a problem with this, and don't know what it is. Do I need to create a public one? I don't want to create a public one. No, I didn't ask you to fix that. I wanted you to fix the errors. What are you trying to fix other crap? See, it's outdated. It does exist because it even says it's new. So it's not that. That's the problem. I'm trying to fix this error though. All right, let's just take these over to the smart ones. I tell you, some of these are not smart. I mean, even though this one sees all the code, I see all your code. It's not very if you don't have to use the local one, the built-in one, then I don't know. I did pay for it because it's unlimited questions, so it answers most of my questions okay, but when I really want a usable answer, they are not always the best answer. If it's a complicated question, going out to the real guys. Oh, mine doesn't have workspace. Just put these in here. This way it'll stop asking me about other code. Stop trying to fix things that aren't the problem. Alright, let's see what it says here. The repository might be a private repository, authentication in non-existent repository. This specific cannot be found. There's a get authentication issue preventing the module from being retrieved. Here are some steps you can do. It is a private repository. Repository? How do I fix this? Alright. To access a private GitHub repository in Go, you'll need to set up authentication. Here are a few methods. Use a personal access token. Set up Git to use a personal access token. Or set environment variable. Set up Git. Git config equals blah 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 blah. Ensure you have an SSH key set up with GitHub. Add your SSH key to your GitHub account. Metric method. Create or edit blah 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 metric file. Go module configuration in your Go mod file. You can use a replace directive. Go modules configuration. In your go.mod file, you can use a replace directive. Alright, so I need to copy this. All right, I'm a little confused because it's like, which ones are ORs? This one's an OR. Make sure you have an SSH key set up GitHub address. Add your SSH key to GitHub account. Or set up an environment variable. I don't want to deal with environment variables, they're stupid. So set up Git to use a personal access token. So, alright, if I want to do this, copy. And then I have to go. So I have to go to GitHub and figure out how to do this. Security? know the next trick. I don't know the next trick. Alrighty, what's the next trick, my friends? Alright, so okay, so I will go with setup get produce with PAC. Step 1. Alright, gotta go my login. And then a lot of steps. Click on your profile photo. Go to settings. On the left sidebar, click developer settings. Probably click on personal access token. Go to classic. Classic, man. Did I do anything? Oh, I did. Okay. Select tokens classic. Click generate new token. I should probably put that off the screen. I should probably not let everybody see my token. That's kind of the whole point of it, right? Okay. I'm trying to see what all these options are. Sheesh. I don't even know what all this stuff is. There's so much. I don't even have the first idea what all the stuff I wanted to do. I could read through these options for a week. There's admin, SSH signing key, full control public user, SSH signing keys, GPG, full control of public user keys. Alright. Let's do some, okay. Quick question here. If I implement access token on GitHub, how does that affect other developers currently using my repo? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Got it. So I have to, oh, do I have to assign this? Wait, so do I first need to create a machine user before creating the book? Okay, so we need this. Sounds like repo access is the key one. Oh, interesting. Huh. Alright, so we'll just limit this thing. Alright, and then I have to go here. Okay. And where are we? Okay, so we gotta do blah 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 blah. Alright, so let's go environment variable. So which I use my import in multiple projects. Should I just set an M value? Come to N. And how do I add that workflows so that it works when deployed to other environments. Nothing but complications, tell ya. Alright, so I have to create where am I? Oh. Then we have to go here. We have to go to my common .env and we gotta set this guy. And option A, build time argument, Docker file. Option B, runtime environment variable. I'll go with this option first. I think build time is better, right? I mean, correct? Theoretically? So this needs to be, we're going to copy this. Into the Docker file. Oh, but does everybody need it? No, I don't want to do it in everybody. I'm trying to avoid redundancy. It's going to be the same for everything. No, it's a Docker file. So yeah, everybody's Docker file would have to have this. Option B, runtime environment variables, Docker compose, YAML, or Kubernetes deployment. This is a both. This is like, this one's like, hey, you can do the environment, or you can do this. Oh, but this one will do both. I'm not doing Kubernetes or Kubernetes. Who needs words? Words are irrelevant. I'm not doing the Kubernetes option. I have officially killed my first chocolate covered cherry of the year. So what is that? A month after Christmas it's gone? I'm a little fast on the pace. Usually I don't kill these for about 6 months. I'm 2 months in and I've already killed one. What does that say about my chocolate eating habits? Sure, it's not saying anything good. Delicious. But I kind of have to pay attention to it if I'm going to eat it in 2 bites. Because these are very sloppy, and if that cherry filling decides to start running out, it gets on your hands, you're on it. It's on you for the day. Yeah. At least until you go wash your hands, hopefully. What? So this sets the environment. So do I do step 1, 2, and 3, or just Alright, so I've created the one. So I've created one. Nice. Okay. Step 1 complete. Now, 2. B is complete. This is my Docker files. So I basically need to do this guy. And oh, it's a Docker compose. Oh, it's not the Docker file. I mean, it is a Docker file, but it's... Wait, no. Oh, this is the Docker file. Oh, I gotta do this in the Docker file. Right. I'm so confused. Oh, this is the GitHub part. Oh. Alright, so these are the Docker parts, this is the GitHub. Oh, okay, so this is the Docker file, or I have to put it in the I guess the question is, do I want to... I don't think I need to put it in the Docker Compose because it's going to be consistent. I think I'm not planning to change it necessarily for every environment. The Docker Compose, you do one for each environment, so you got to test the development, blah, blah, blah. But the Docker file is just across the board. So it's like all of your guys are going to have it. You still got to do it for everybody. But essentially, I believe, I just put this in the Docker file here. And it's this arg run. Is there like another spot that I can... I don't know where I'm supposed to put it though. Does it matter? At the top maybe? Add build dependencies to a single run to reduce layers. How copy the rest. Work. Dir build gateway. That is one problem. I guess, I mean, really, it's the same exact one. I mean, I could, I guess, theoretically put it in the Docker Compose. I already have this line. And it would centralize it all, so if for some reason I decide to change it, I don't have to change it in everyone, and I don't have to create a duplicate for everyone, because I mean, it's kind of like just trying to decide where the best place to attach all this stuff is. And since production and dev and all of them are going to be pretty much identical, you probably don't really need, front end doesn't need it. But this one will. See, that one's... Oh, that's why that one works, because it's reading. Ding, 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 ding. I'm seeing why some things work and why some things don't. It's because I'm force feeding it to some of them. They're not reading the URI. They're all getting their address in the wrong place. I mean, you force it down their throat. That's why they work. Alright. I'm glad I did not do a bunch of services. Right now I've only got 2 or 3 before I went to the Docker part. If I had decided to do the Docker part after my entire app was working, I'd be copy pasting all the time. I'd be like trying to fix all of them at once all the time. And it would just be a nightmare. I've only got 3 right now. Like the gateway, which is, you know, your main connecting point. And I've got the authentication, which is, you know, your main start point. You got to get everything going. And then I have 2 game-related APIs. And so I'm trying to get that one kind of going. So those, at least I have a good sampling of what all of these things are going to do at some point, right? And ultimately, I need to make it so that all of these guys work. But I think I'm failing because these guys are being read from... I don't like putting stuff in my environment variables like this. Or, you know, I don't like forcing it down the throat. I want it to be able to load correctly. I want the flow to say, hey, set the M file. Everything references the M file, whatever we do. And I've been struggling with getting that to work, and I think that's why some of these things have these weird forced bits in them, where I'm forcing parameters into them. But ultimately, hopefully, we're going to get there. It's going to get to the point where I don't have to do that as I start understanding more and more what's going on. And now I know that certain parts don't work. If I could get like gateway to load up correctly, but the thing is, by forcing this to be what it is, where's gateway code playbook? game plan, NVR, and gateway. See, gateway is not forcing itself. So if I can get gateway to function, I should be able to get the rest of them to function. And that's what I'm hoping to accomplish. So let's see if I can get that working. I won't have to do this bit on all of them. That's one less environment variable I'll be forcing into the situation here. So, because I can have all of them do the same thing. And I'd rather not have to keep throwing values in there and forcing values to be set that the code itself should be handling. That's the whole point of the code. The code does its own thing. And the deployment should be as minimal and basic as possible. So you're not doing anything you don't have to. If I could get it to reference the environment variable or the environment file correctly, in theory, I shouldn't have to mess with some of this stuff. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save that. Now that I've got these variables, which it's going to need, I guess, to run, because we have to get these from somewhere. And these are all getting it from environment variable, which we set. And then what this doesn't show me, oh, it does. This is the workflow right here. No, I'm sorry, this one's the workflow. So we got to go here, deploy steps. Alright, so we're going to go back up to my workflow now, which is going to be here. I feel like I should just stick it in here with the rest of these. Create test M files. Well, I'm going to paste them for the moment. They are not right, but let's get them. Alright, so I think it's this one I want. This is actually, oh. This is almost like a separate thing, huh? I don't need steps, but I do need this, it looks like. Configure get in. GitHub token, secrets, GitHub token, git config, blah, 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 blah. I still feel like something's going to be wrong. I don't think this is going to read it right. Okay, let's, you know what, I'm going to take this. Go over here. I am not using Kubernetes. Good. So I am just, just need to get my Docker and workflow. is my workload file. Skills. This looks correct for configuring a private repository access. Environment file creation. Does not have a file creation looks comprehensive. Dynamically generating files for different services. Docker build and push. The build and push section seems repetitive. You could simplify a Docker build and push. I do like this. I gotta say, this is one thing I like about Claude, is I love refactoring down to simpler. But the thing is, I don't think this particular conversation with Claude understands the reason why this existed. Because it's repetitive, kind of for a reason. Because I had to call out the authentication because the authentication wasn't loading correctly. Now, in theory, now that I've got authentication loading and we're getting everything going, I might not need to if, in fact, I can make this work now. So, it's possible. It's possible. Let's go look at it. Because it was repetitive, but it was done on purpose because I was trying to troubleshoot issues that I was having. Because you can see build and push right here is calling all these guys on the whole, right? It's exact same thing, just like with front end, gRPC, auth, game plan. And we were trying to figure out why auth wouldn't start, because if auth doesn't start, none of them work. So I had to try to get them all set up. So the whole point was here was like, hey, let's start auth first on its own. And actually, it's here that we did the auth on its own. Wait a minute. Like, this part has always been repetitive now that I think about it. No, I was thinking this is the one that we're repeating. So we would go run the Mongo database and then auth and then run the rest. That's the deploy services though. Huh. Oh, so he's got a simpler way to do this one. Huh? I like that. Alright, so let's go put the tag in. So that means I can take out the export tag part. Or put this one in instead. I don't know if that's the same. Run Dover services. GitHub, refs, head. Oh. Is it just rebuild? Oh. I guess I didn't have any problem with my other one. This looks correct for configuring private repository access. Environment file creation. Creation looks comprehensive, dynamically generating files for different services. Docker diff build and push. The build and push section seems repetitive. Alright, well, let's see what you got that's better. So I got the Docker compose, YAML build, services to push, equals front end, gRPC gateway, game plan. Wow, really? Huh. So it's basically creating a nice little a loop. I like it. I didn't know you could do this. See, this is syntactical stuff that you have to know your workflows pretty good. I do not. This is all new to me, by the way. I've never worked with workflows prior to this project. And I did not know you could do a little array here. That's basically an array of services. And then it's doing a nice little loop and running them. And it's just putting the exact same thing in, creating the tag and creating the push. Huh. And puts the service in. Nice. Good job, Claude. See, I would not have thought you could do this. I never know when a particular language is actually robust enough to do actual things, because it's a language, right, of sorts. I mean, it's GitHub's little workflow stuff, but it is in fact for service. I would not, look at that, I would never have thought that at all. We'll definitely give it a go. Not sure why it's complaining about this though. Actually, I'm not sure why it's complaining about anything. It's got a lot of complaints. A lot of complaints since I entered in this guy up here. Not yet. It's like, I'm always afraid of AI going, want me to help? I'll be glad to refactor your stuff for you. It's like, that's it. Whoa, slow down. Let's not get crazy. Now, I'm a little concerned about this environment thing, right? Because I don't know what it's going to do here. Is that going to go in the Go mod? I mean, what's it? I'm not sure what that's going to do. I'm gonna try it, but I feel like the environment variable needs to be in one of my environment locations. It's got me a little worried. I guess if this is getting it from the workflow, we're probably fine. But if it's getting it from something else, well, it does have Docker username up here, and that's coming from the workflow. Because I don't think that's in my code. Okay, so we'll try that. Okay, so if we have that, theoretically, let's go ahead and attempt another deployment. Really, all I have to do to attempt a deployment is a little refactoring for using private reference to project. So when I check this in, what it should do is attempt to build. And I've really got to get the main checked in. But I want to get, my primary goal is get test working. Once test fully works, I mean, it's not that much to work, right? It just needs to allow me to log in and register, whatever, or at least register. I haven't got a log out in there, and it creates a token that it keeps, so I guess I'd have to shorten the token length. And if I shorten the token length, then I can let it log out more consistently. Then I can raise the token length later. I probably should do that. This way it'll expire, and I can just do a login because I will have an account already. That's the ultimate goal there. Okay, so this is going to take a few minutes. I can stop this. Let's go here. All right, so we got this running. Typically, it runs when it succeeds. I knew that one wasn't going to work, but 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes. We're getting longer actually, because it used to be 5 minutes. And it's been a while since it was 5 minutes, but it's typically about 6.5 minutes to run all the way through. Apparently, I only get 2,000 minutes of CI/CD, which I don't know what that means. I don't know how many times can I do this for 2,000 minutes. 150 times. It's not that many. It's oh no, let's see. 100 times, 200 times would be 1,200 minutes. 3 times, probably about 3 times is about my limit to get it in the 2,000. And then that's within a month. It's not like a lifetime, but a month. I need to get this working quick. If I can get it working quick, I need to have some left over for me to do other things and check in. Because when you check in, it automatically does a build. So I need to get this down to the point. I wonder if there's a way for me to tell how many minutes I've used. Usage metrics. Action, total minutes. It says 44 only. Deploy test environment. Total minutes across all workflows in this organization over the current month. Total job runs across all workflows. Oh, I wonder if it reset for February. Oh, that would be great. So if it's monthly, like not 1 month at a time, but January 1st to the end of the month. If that's the case, I'm doing pretty good. Got a brand new month going here. What if I look at the previous month? Last month. Woo, 368. But that still wasn't too bad. I ran 70 workflow runs, but still really wasn't that bad. Okay, so as long as I can get this working in fairly quick order, I'm not going to come anywhere near that. 2,000 is quite a bit. And it's just because I'm getting all my workflow runs working, and then I'll be running them a lot less often. So I think we're good. Still pretty high though, 40. No, or set. Wait, did I say I used 316? No, oh, I did 70 runs. So I'm 1/10 of what I ran last month. But the thing is, I just started this kind of middle of last month, so that was a lot for that. I would have probably, if I'd been doing it this many times, but hopefully I'll get it working in the next 20, and then I can create my production ones, which I hopefully will go pretty easily. Except I got to get it. There's an extra step in the production container. The production container is actually going to go one further. It's actually going to deploy it automatically to my system. Right now, I'm deploying to test, and then test, you pull it. And I'm not going to have that be an automatic deploy. I have to pull that myself. Because you need a public access for GitHub to do that, and I'm going to set up a public access for the production one, but I'm not going to set up one first, because that's the extra step. Getting it to deploy to the public access public container. And then I'll have it fully running locally. So I can actually run to GitHub. We do a pull request. It goes to production. And then production will load up on my local setup for production. And then I will have all three of them running whenever we do a full check-in. And then that, whatever is available in production, will be accessible to, well, whoever has access to it, which will probably be my Patreon backers, any Indiegogo backers, or campaign backers. Anybody who's a backer for the project will get, or even just me. I'll probably give them access if they back me on my other channels as well. So not everybody's going to want access, right? I mean, well, what am I going to do with that? I was like, I don't know. Fiddle with it if you like to play with new and development games. Just know this game is a football game. It's a sim game, not a, is it simulation or emulation? I've always wondered, I mean, they say, I think they're pretty close to the same thing. And emulation, one of them is supposed to be closer to the real thing. So I would say Madden is more of a emulator, because you're actually playing the players and you're doing the game, whereas a simulation means it's just kind of roughly copying it, but ultimately Madden is still a simulator. It's not emulating it. It's almost like XFL is emulating the NFL. It's trying to be very similar or almost the same. So that's closer to a thing. I think emulation is supposed to be closer to the reality, and simulation is just giving a general feel of what it is. And some simulations are closer to emulations than others. We blew up. What do you do? What happened? Went around for 2 minutes. Ugh. All right, what do we do? See, this thing is a problem. Why am I getting this? I'm getting these ambiguous imports. That's not good. I haven't even gotten to that one. So I should probably make sure this compiles on my local machine first, which is generally the correct way to do that. I don't know why I didn't do that. Got ahead of myself. All right, let's see here. If I got that running, and I got that, but I don't have them. I have them in my M file, but you know what? I don't think I'm referencing it in my M file. Main. I need to go to my Go mod, I think, here. I need you right now. Back here. Then in your terminal, replace your board. Enter a this one, make an entry in the code platform. Oops, dang it. This one. Sucks is because you do that, it screws up your, you lose one of your count. Okay, so alright, I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna go run gateway. We're gonna go mod 3. I think this is not gonna work. That's what I think. Or I could just sit here and do nothing. I could just sit here and wonder what is going on. Hello? Are you there? Anybody? Hello? Hello? Oh, there it goes. And then kablooey. Okay, so we still have a problem here. Okay. Okay. So how do I get the end value to apply across all my services that use the import mentioned in my original query? Persistent Git configuration. Perhaps I should explain how my project is set up. I have a gRPC gateway that is referencing 3 other services. All is the GitHub import mentioned. Here we go. Mentioned import that is giving me issues. I have already created the PAC and I have assigned it to a variable in a .env file stored in my comment folder, shared by all the services. Now, I make sure it imports in each service will get the PAT as needed when referencing and I'll start a new chat after this question, maybe. In your language framework, which appears to be Go, you'll want to read the GitHub token from the .env file and configure it. Here's a recommended pattern. Blah 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 blah. GitHub go.env. I think I have that. We're going to go to main. We'll go to gateway main. I thought it had it in there. Excuse me. Sneeze away. I usually have 2, so don't be surprised if another one follows right close behind. Told you. Have I installed this? Oh, we have a third one. Nope. See, 3's unusual. It's like, sometimes I get them. Sometimes that third one just teases. That happens. I gotta love that. Who doesn't love a good sneeze tease? Leave me alone, man. I'm just a jerk. What was I doing? It's gonna go. Install. Let's see if I need to install this. I thought I had go.env in here already. Yeah, I guess we'll find out in a moment. It might just import it on its own, so we'll go here. github.com/joe go.in. And then put in set of quotes because that's the way you're supposed to do it. Joe go.in. Oh, there it is. Never mind, I do have it. I know, I have it right there. Gotta love how sneeze will open up your sinuses and go, oh, by the way, now that we sneezed. Oh, great. my wife, she's telling me that she's at school. She works for the school district. And of course, 2 people are there working and they're sick. And another person was sick and out. So, could be bad for her. Hopefully she doesn't come home and get everybody else sick. 'Tis the advantage of working for a school district, huh? Just the joys. Alright, so we have that. And, Funkinit. Alright, so load a .m file from common directory. So do I have go.env actually being worked with? Go.env. What is what is auto load versus just? I'm wondering if I need to do this one in addition to because I don't know where go.env is being used other than there. Go.env. Show reference. That one does a go.env load, but that one is actually calling just go.env. See, these are actually referencing, and that one's auto load. Oddly enough, that's the only one that's auto load. We got AMG auth has it in the go.mod. Gateway has it in main.go, but that's not the same one. It does have it in go.mod also. I don't know what that go.sum is. I feel like that's a lot of calls to the same thing. Does it really need to be in there? I feel like, why do you need it in the sum and the mod? It's a little weird, huh? Okay. What is this doing? Load an M file from common directory. configure Git to use token for specific domain. This approach loads .env from common. Reads GitHub token, configures Git globally before your application starts, ensures token is available for all imports. But where is this going? In your language/framework, which appears to be Go, to read the GitHub token from .env file. But where? Where does this code? Where should this code? You know what? I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna create a new task. We'll say, where should this code reside in my multiple services project? Common. Each thing.go. The parent name.go. Identified variables. Common config. Aha, it's going to go in the init.go. I do believe I have an init.go, do I not? Gateway common. Nope, I do not have an init.go. That is new. / common. I'm not sure what's going on with these. But if it's wrong, it'll regenerate in the same way. Yep. Oh well. Building them. Something's still weird. Getting a lot of red though. All right, so common config init.go. I don't even have a config. I have a config.go. In each service, you would then import Rogers common config. This will trigger the init function. Do you think I need to put a config.go? You know what? I am just going to put it in a parent folder. Does it have to be in the config.go? Can it just go in the, or in the init.go? Can it just be in the config.go? I don't have a /config. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, I felt like you could, but my knowledge of it's already got go.m. It has all this stuff already, which is good. So I just need to create this Funkinit. Funkinit, man. All right. That theoretically should take care of that, hopefully. And then okay, and oh, I see what it's doing. It's doing that. I didn't know I had a function down here. I didn't know I had built the get him without default. Alright. And project comment. Oh, I should probably use this one, huh? It's probably slightly different layout. Oh, stop it. Go with that one. Just because I think it is a little different. All right. And this one has, what, an extra thing? Oh, it's exec. All right. No big deal. All right, so we got that in there. Now we got each service a minute ago, you would import the comment package to trigger the initialization. Configure the get to use token for specific domain. So basically I just do the same thing instead of github.com Tazia. Okay. So I think everything should be good. Maybe. So we'll see. So if my project already imports github.com / Fifine / Tazia. No. Tazia Fifine / common. Which is what I think it does, right? Close enough. I need not do any other services. Okay, so in theory, we're closer. Let's go see what happens. CD, no, go back here. No, what did I just type? Wait, what did I do? Undo whatever I did. Did I type anything? No, I think we're good. Kind of love what I actually am sitting on the wrong thing. CD, gateway. Oh my tidy. This is gonna blow up on something. Yeah. I think I'm gonna be running out of Claude pretty soon. Claude's gonna dump me in a minute. And we're not there yet, because obviously I gotta get around this. Do I even bother to ask Claude for another question? Claude's probably gonna say, no, I can't help you no more, man. My boss is telling me to stop giving you answers. You're gonna have to come back tomorrow. Of the service executing service and this is the config.go that is supposed to be fixing the import. Thinking deeply, stand by. Thinking deeply, I don't know. I figured it might be best that I give it all the parts and let it try to figure it out from all the parts instead of just... well, I'm pretty sure it is. Yep. Go clean. I haven't tried to do a go clean. Go clean. Cache mod cache. Cache. I haven't tried to go clean at all lately, but I guess we'll find out. Before I was just using a reference to a project repo that didn't exist, but I've since adjusted it to make it so it actually exists. But now that it's a private repo, now I've got to figure out how to get permissions through. I don't know what the difference in clean and tidy is. It's obviously doing more work on tidy now that I've gotten rid of, now that I've done clean though. A lot more stuff happening. So I don't know, clean, does it dump everything? It dumps the cache and lets you go get it. Oh look, it's finding them. It hasn't said they're there yet. Nope. It tried to find them. Could not find them. And what does it say? Cat go mod. Cat go dot mod. Okay, if the get config method isn't working, try these alternatives. Option A, use go mod replace directive. In your go mod, you can add a replace directive. In your config.go, you might want to add more robust air handling. How much more robust can it be? It's got air handling all over the heck. It's got everywhere. It's like, there's a lot of air handling in here, my friend. Not fatal error here, but logging. Did this ever get to the point where it says could not configure Git? .404 not found. 404 not found. Could not read username. Terminal prompts disabled. Not found server. Well, it was a good thought. I don't know if I want to spend that much time on this, though. It's like, do I really care that much? It's like, is it important enough for this? I don't know. I feel like it might be a bit much. You know, you try to put stuff in that's supposed to make things easier, you know, in the better, in the long-term, solid. I mean, I'm creating an application for, you know, long-term thing. You know, I want it to be around for a while and solid. I don't want to be rewriting stuff in the future. Alright, let's try it again. Let's see if it gives me a more usable... I don't feel like that init is doing anything. That's the thing. I feel like it's not firing. Because you would expect to see something like these. Confirm the import. If this is private repo. Did not return. Did not find. Could not configure. I expected to see could not configure here somewhere. Could not read. See, I kind of get it if it's a... Is there a way to debug Go? You know, put a break on this stuff so that when it runs I can have it stop? That would be nice. I haven't been able to get debugging working in VS Code for my life. I've tried. I spent so much time trying to get my React app to debug, and then I went in Visual Studio, and I was up in 10 minutes. I was like, screw it, I'm just going to do all my React stuff in Visual Studio, because code just I could not get it. They kept telling me set all these, you know, the next config and the MJS and what other package JSON. I was changing all these JSON files, and they kept telling me, put this in there, put this in there, put this in there. It's like, okay. And then it would tell me to run something up here, and it wasn't there. And I'm like, well, it ain't there. It's not one of the options. Oh, you need to put this in there. It's not there. It's like, what the heck? It just doesn't exist. I can't run it with the debug. It doesn't work. So I don't know. If there's, I haven't been able to figure it out. I don't know. Maybe I'll go look at YouTube. Let's see if YouTube's got an answer. I don't know. I'm gonna let myself get distracted for a moment here. Sure. So, wait, what?
AI-generated games might be closer than you expect. Just as today we can generate images and videos, what if we could generate exactly the kind of game we wanted simply by suggesting an idea to a computer? Could the digital brain of tomorrow achieve the level of detail necessary to make a game?
No. There's just so much level complexity.
To think that artificial intelligence might be capable of making something better than we can?
I think the AI will never be able to come up with a fully functional game. But what it can do is make your fully functional game easier.
And it's more than a mere glimpse into the future of gaming. It's truly a look into
a
parallel dimension.
AI and the tools you have are going to make things look really good, function really good.
This
the
is
story,
artificial intelligence.
the features, the functionality is all going to come from people.
Oh shit.
What it does, how it does it.
Worst place in the world.
When we first saw the GTA 5 mod, that wasn't really a mod in the truest sense per se, but instead an AI that changed the look of the game based on dashcam images. It boosted the textures, lighting, and reflections to resemble real-world images. Very cool, but Runway Gen 3 doesn't just change the look of the game, it's an artificial intelligence that can build entire worlds from scratch.
Hey, Big Smoke, it's me, Carl. Chill.
Runway is a world simulator. If you and I are in a perfect, permanent simulation looking at a tree, are we looking at something that exists? According to my stoner roommate and the philosopher George Berkeley, yes, the digital tree is real even if it is based on digital processes. This is the concept behind general world models. They're systems that essentially recreate spaces that we could inhabit. A virtual object here is as real as a real object. Well, the ability of this model to capture every detail from depth to the movement of each element in such a consistent manner, it's impressive.
See, it's really all what they're talking about is how things look, not how they function or what all they
World models are useful.
Yeah, they're going to get AI is going to get
generating
cool,
realistic
and it's going to be
videos,
able
but
to
it
do
goes beyond
amazing
that.
looking things.
It is a computer program that can imagine how the world evolves in response to the behavior of an agent. Basically, these types of models create a video game version of the real world. This means that you can reinterpret the textures, models, and lighting of a game, thus altering not only the look and feel, but also the emotions and visual identity that defined the original experience.
Debug the React app with VS Code. See, this is what I was trying to figure out. Can I get this working? Ooh, it's driving me bonkers, man.
Debugging a React app is not an easy task. If you do not use the tools you already have for free. And today we're gonna see one, that is the Visual Studio Code Debugger. Let's start by setting up the debugger, but I promise it will be just 3 clicks. The first one, head over the Run and Debug tab. You will find it probably empty with this create a launch.json file. This is the second click, and
Alright, so I'm going to try something here. Let's go go here, simulator, PSSM web. I'm going to go open in terminal. And I'm going to go open in code. Alright, and then we're going to go over here. Is this going to do anything? I don't know. It's still loading though. Okay, I'll give it a minute. I'll try to have some patience. Patience, people, patience. Sure. I don't know why I need to worry about that, but okay. Alright, so let's go to source and app, and we'll just, I don't know, a component. And we'll go back here. Run and debug. Customize, run and debug. I don't even have, what is all this? It already doesn't work. I don't even have what he has.
Actually, if you want to use the arrows here, it will just 2 clicks. The first one, head over the Run and Debug tab. You will find it probably empty with this create a launch.json file. This is the second click. And actually, if you want to use the arrows here, it will just 2 clicks. But if you want to use your mouse, click on Web App Chrome. This will generate a launch.json file that is pretty much ready. Just make sure to fix the port here because it defaults on 8080. If you're using Create React App, it will be probably 3000. In my case, I'm using Vite, so 5173. Hit save. And now, if you press F5 in your keyboard, you see that the debugger has started. But where is your application? Well, you also need to make sure that the application is running, so npm run dev. We go back here in the application, and there it is. But is the debugger actually attached to our application? Let's find out. I can add a breakpoint, for example, here. And now if I go back to the application and I start playing, there it is. The execution stopped exactly at my debugger, so I know that the debugger is attached to my application. But what can I do now? First of all, you can find the variables panel here. This will
That's
basically
great, but that doesn't work on mine. Not only that, I don't have. Alright. I'm gonna. Okay, so I'm trying to do stuff right now in an application, which, by the way, is not. Haven't been tested yet. I don't even know if this runs. I mean, because I pulled all of my stuff over into this machine, and now it's like I'm going through all this setup crap again. So bear with me while I struggle to see if things are actually functional. Now, I don't know if this is going to load anyway. Well, it should. What will happen? Yeah, a lot of it's local, so it should at least. It might crash at a point. It tries to go look at certain other parts, but on its own, it should be fine. Let's make sure we build. Should be okay. Again, it's not the back end stuff isn't running yet, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. That's not the piece I'm trying to run right now. I won't be able to like talk to the back end at all because I don't have any back end yet. But it might blow up because it's doing it does do a call against the cookie. That if it has one, and I think that it might actually have a cookie, so there's a chance it won't do anything. But it is compiling, it looks like. What did I accomplish today? Not a lot, huh? I've been at this for a couple of hours and haven't really accomplished much. Really annoying. Always something in the way. Alright, so now if I go here again, what happens if I run this? Say I want to run this in Edge. And is it even doing anything? No. So we go npm run dev. Why is it in use? What is using it? I don't have anything using 3000. I should not be using anything. It's not even running. So I think that using 3000. What the heck is using 3000? Well, I guess I'm not actually calling back to anything, so we might be okay. I don't know what's using my port though. Did it run? Oh, still thinking about it. Oh, there it goes. Hey, it actually did run. What do you know? Alright, so I know this is, like I said, I'm 99.9% sure this isn't going to do squat. I'm telling you, man, it doesn't like me. It's not even working on 3000, it's working on 3001. That's there's something that's referencing the URL right there. Why did it open up in why is it having a problem with? Who's using my port? Who's using my port? Give it up. Was it net? Was it net something? Net stat? Don't remember it. What is the terminal command to check ports? Specifically, what is running? We're trying to run this is netstat. It is netstat. Oh, this is just going to run for a bit, but none of these show port 3000, which is interesting. It should have been netstat -a. All right. There's 3000. Nothing. It is AMG. Well, that's just the name of my computer, but it doesn't tell me squat. Net stat -aon fine string 3000. Right. Fine string. It's like there's nothing on it. There's nothing there. It's just dead. It's like orphaned. How to close an orphaned What's the PID? Is that the 12856? It must be a. It must be the 12856. I don't know what else it would be. Alright, so it doesn't say PID, but I'm guessing that's what that is. Sudo kill -9. Oh, well, alright, let's go find out what it says here. Okay, so we're gonna go sudo lsof dash I. Oh, I don't have sudo. Don't use sudo. LSOF dash I colon 3000. What did I do LSOF a minute ago? I just did LSOF, didn't I? Oh, nope, I typed it in. It doesn't actually work. Alright, let's try a PowerShell. Okay, LSOF dash I colon LSOF is recognized. That's funny. I said I don't use sudo. So what's it do? It tells me I don't use sudo. Alrighty, let's try. Yeah, I can go turn on sudo, but you know, it's a security thing, and I'm like, why? Why? I want to see if there's a way to do this stuff without doing that nonsense. Stat -amp colon grep colon I didn't do anything. Let's do it here. Next stat -amp colon 3000. Nope. Arg. Okay, so I guess I may either have to use sudo or you know, it's funny because this, what does this get? Get stat dash A. You know what? If I just go net stat dash AP grep. Nope. I think the P is the PID. That's what I'm trying to get. But it doesn't want to return anything if I don't do net stat dash P grep. Yeah, it doesn't want to show me the PID, but I think it's the 12856. We're gonna try it. Kill dash 9 12856. Ah, you're stupid. I don't know what dash 9 is. That's kind of a weird thing. kill dash 9 1 2 8 5 6. Oh, you know, no dash. Guess I have to just have to run stupid sudo, because this is not going to work if I want control over my computer. Yeah. Alright, we will try, alright, fine. Let's see if this stupid sudo is going to work now. It's like I said, I don't use sudo. It says, alright, well then do this thing, and do this thing. And well, that doesn't work either. It says, oh, well, use sudo to install it. I'm like, no, that's I just said, I don't want to use sudo. It's like, I guess you don't have a choice. Ah, jeez. Now what? Do I need to? I probably have to do this from a command prompt, huh? Like, let's go, PowerShell. What is administrator? Try this again. Sudo sof -i. Oh, yeah. What the heck am I supposed to run this in? Just the regular command prompt? Oh, I probably should run it as an admin. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. It's sudo lsof -i. Okay. Well, I enabled sudo. I enabled sudo. Where does it run? PowerShell? See, why does it always assume I'm on a Mac? Because it's like I keep getting these commands that are like, oh, you're on Windows. Oh, well, then that would explain why you can't do it. It's like, well, it is natively supported if you turn it on. It's not supported by default. So there's that. Really? Oh. Okay. How do I find my port? That's that AN. Thank God, I've just tried that till I didn't do AN, but. Great, but I need the PID. Find stream. Find stream. Clone. Ah, you are being a jerk, man. I don't think Copilot knows how to do this. Because I'm typing in a lot of stuff and the Copilot can't seem to find what I'm looking for. AON? I don't even know where my insert button is on this keyboard. It's got to be here somewhere. It's got to be right up there. Is it shift? Nope. I don't like it. Even though I typed AON. What if I try something a little less smart, like -A, -O, -N. Oh, that did more. Okay, that's the one I want. 3,000. 12856. I was right the first time. 12856. Now I gotta go do. So it doesn't. It's just trying to shortcut. You can't. Apparently, you can't do this. It doesn't know what to do with that. But I am figuring this out, man. I'm figuring it out. Slowly but surely, we will get there. One, 2, 8, 5, 6. Now, task kill. Task kill. Bid. 1, 2, 8, 5, 6. Yay! Now we're gonna go. Now we should have the ability now to go here and put in 3,000 here. And there's nothing doing, but I think if I go like this and go 1, there is. Okay, we're good. Okay, so I gotta take a quick break because I'm getting hungry. I need some food, and then I will be back a little bit later. I am going to be streaming quite a bit today, just because I feel like I am way behind in stream time. I want to be there, get some stuff in. Hey, by the way, if you're into X cases or Mage Cages, if you don't know what those are, check out YouTube and Instagram. They're my cases I designed and built some years back. We have some available. The Mage Cages are available on amgamesdirect.com. They're an expandable, transportable display case for miniatures. Like I said, check out YouTube, Active Minds Games, and Instagram, Active Minds Games. You'll see a bunch of pictures, videos, how they work, how they assemble. You can put them up on the wall. They have mounting holes. We have inserts for them, so you can put miniatures with bases on them. With flex iron bases, which we sell. There's this real thin flex iron material that goes on the bottom of any miniatures you have. It allows them to adhere to the magnet that can go inside of the cases as well. If you have miniatures of your own that you put magnetic bases on, because some people use magnetic bases for their minis to put on other platforms that are made of metal so they stay in place, great. We have a metal insert as well that you can use that'll attach to. The units connect front to front, back to back, top to bottom, front opening doors. They're all clear front opening doors so you can see all of your miniatures and get to them wherever they are. We do have those available along with a variety of the flex iron bases and inserts. Check them out. Till next time, take it easy.